Did you, I did, I didn't go in though. I stopped up there, they, hired all of you and wanted to get, I thought what's that? She died. Yes, honestly, that house, there was probably a half inch of cat. Lots of, I'm super allergic to that.
I'm unmuted, but I can't hear anything that you guys are saying. So if you're talking, I can't hear you.
We can hear you now.
Okay, I can
you
hear
hear us?
you respond, but I couldn't hear
Oh.
anything.
You guys are saying, so if you're talking, I
Go back
can't
to
hear
what we
you.
had. We can hear you now.
Okay, I can hear you respond, but I couldn't hear anything.
What did you do?
Me?
No, we had it.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Try that.
Chris, still?
I'm unmuted and I'm talking. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you talking, Mary, yes. But
Okay.
okay.
Freeze.
Do you want me to mute myself? So,
Nope, you're fine.
okay.
So we had a vote on the consent items.
Yes.
Yes.
I,
Item-
yes.
Item 3 is interlocal agreement. Discussion and consideration to enter into an interlocal agreement with Far West City regarding infrastructure and services impacting both jurisdictions with the Far West Land Development located at the municipal boundaries of both cities on the north side of 2700 North. Andrea.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a little bit of background on this. If you're not aware of it already, there's a development going into mostly Far West, behind Maverick on 2700 North that incorporates, some commercial and residential over in that area. In order to get accesses to that property, they've got to come in through 1740 West, which is right next to Jimmy John's. And then they plan on going westward over towards the freeway, north, and then coming back eastward. And that would come out by the winery. So makes a big loop there. So it impacts both of our jurisdictions. So we've worked on this for several months. It's been through legal and everything. What this allows us to do is, and I'll show you on the exhibits. Bless you. It allows us to swap land use authority on two small pieces of land. So right here, where the arrow is there, near the yellow curve, that small piece of property is jurisdictionally in Pleasant View. But because of the way that the road's going to be laid out, it lays within the development on the far west side. So we're going to allow Far West to be the land use authority for that small piece of property. It's basically just going to be used as setback for any development because it's about 30 foot at the widest area. So there's nothing going to be built on it, but just to make it clean, we've given them the land use authority for that spot. And then going to this small piece, the red outlined spot there, that is jurisdictionally in Far West City, but it attaches to that shark fin piece that's lot 1 in the development, which is all in Pleasant View City. Again, nothing will be built on this small area of property, but it can be included in that parcel for setback for.
Is it possible to zoom in on there? Because we don't have red and I can't see red on that. It's kind of that triangle at the
So
top corner.
Pleasant View, is it cutting it off? Is that the line of Pleasant View at the top? 'Cause I
Right
thought-
here is
thought it
the-
was that whole sliver clear the freeway that was Far West.
No,
It's not.
the shark, what we call a shark fin here,
Yeah,
is our city. So
it's Far West.
is our city. So
the
between
shark
the,
fin piece.
between the shark fin piece, which is,
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's
Next
actually
one down. no, it's not, right here.
So above that is.
Yeah,
That's ours.
so where the road comes out, above that will be ours.
Okay. So what's that, the red piece is?
So the small outlined piece is what is jurisdictionally in Far West, but we'll be the land use authority for that. So we're just swapping land use authority on those pieces that cross the city lines. Just because when they come in for any type of development on that lot 1, we'll be the land use authority and we don't need them to go through the approval process with Far West for that small little piece right there and vice versa on the small piece there.
The first one you talked about, is that the actual road? That's the current road right now though, isn't it?
It's what is recorded as the, road easement.
Where would Jimmy John's be from there?
It's a lot further down. So this would be 2775 north. So this right here, this is the shark fin.
Oh,
Piece
gotcha,
right
gotcha.
here.
Okay, I'm,
Yeah.
That's the upper.
I
So
thought
this
we
is
were
the,
talking-
yep, the shark fin piece that's gonna come down this way for us.
Yeah, it's-
And
it's-
then
it's a-
this is,
That development.
yep, the entire development with this little sliver right here that crosses into Pleasant View City.
Okay.
Clear as mud on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing that it allows us to do is, it's establishing the service areas for sanitary sewer. So just the crossed or the slanted lines right there is going to be the Pleasant View service area for sanitary sewer. And the cross hatched area is what Far West City is providing for sewer service. So it's defining this here. It is allowing for Pleasant View to collect all the sewer impact fees for everything that it's servicing. And then it's allowing us 50% of the sanitary service monthly fee. Those areas will be paying. So when Far West receives that, they'll be cutting a check back to us for 50% of the service.
Why does it have to be divided? Is it because of the way the
Topography.
is topography there? Okay. Okay,
It's fairly flat, so you don't have a lot to play with.
There's not a lot of
so
drawings.
it's Whatever we got, yeah.
so the sewer there would probably flow northward, kind of into Ruin White or whatever on our side versus the other side goes a different direction. I'm assuming it's just a drop.
Yeah, I mean, and that was a whole lot of engineering explanation.
Yeah,
So they laid out this map as to what we could provide and what Far West could provide reasonably. And this doesn't, impact any of our new connections, so it's not gonna hinder any development in Pleasant View because we're providing service to Far West.
so maybe, I don't know if you can answer this, but there hasn't been any cross connections in the city between the two there before, right? This is
No.
just part.
I mean, the closest you could call a cross connection is both of those flow into the main trunk that is
Yeah.
Central River Sewer.
It's probably 2,700.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then similar to the sewer service, we defined the areas for storm drain, or storm sewer service. Pleasant View City will be providing a majority of that. So for the whole development down to the 2725 road that's gonna be coming in. So this right here is where your Jimmy John's is.
Yeah.
Got it? Yeah. So then it's allowing us to collect the impact fee, the storm drain impact fee for that entire development minus this small section here of the road. And then we're not doing any storm utility fee, split on that one. Essentially because it comes into our system and then goes right back into Far West system. So it's just the way the water flows. So we'll collect the impact fee on that. They collect a small, utility fee on that. And it'll be to maintain those lines where all that water is flowing.
So do we maintain the infrastructure as well?
So all the infrastructure that's in the development is going to be maintained by whatever jurisdiction it physically lies in. So any of the roadway that is in Pleasant View City will maintain. Anything in Far West will maintain. Same with the storm sewer and the sanitary sewer. And then we did right into the interlocal that when the roadway maintenance, the long-term roadway maintenance is done, that we will coordinate together to cost share on that. And then as far as short-term maintenance, snow plowing, Far West will cover the entirety of the road. So from 20 north at Jimmy John's all the way up through the winery. So that we won't have to go in and do snow removal in that area.
Could just be a small chunk.
Yeah, there's no sense, you can't even turn a truck around in that.
Right.
so, Yeah, there's no sense.
So since they'll be in there for the majority of it, they're just gonna cover the whole thing. That covers most of the meat of it.
Yep.
Any-
Yeah, this has been a long time and guess they're plowing along slowly, but still plowing along, so.
Yes.
I thought that first one included the street, I think, along Jimmy John's, that's why I was asking that.
Oh, no.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve the interlocal agreement with Far West City for the infrastructure and service impact for Far West Landing Development. I don't know, is there a number for it? I don't.
no. So,
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. Oh, I guess there's a motion by Marriott, second by Arrington. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, all voting aye. Thank you. Item 4. A memorandum of understanding, discussion and possible action to consider creating a tri-city active shooter task force. Chief Talbot.
Okay, so what you have before you, the packet that you got only had, half of the MOU in it, so there's actually more to it, but what this is we're getting together with, North Ogden Police Department, Pleasant View, Harrisville, and Northview Fire. Basically what this is just to, establish what we're gonna call a Tri-City Active Shooter Task Force. Really what it is it's the 4 agencies coming together saying we're all gonna commit to active shooter training. A certain amount of it every year, we're gonna assign what we would call a commander of that task force that would ensure that training is happening on a regular basis. We do have active shooter training that we send officers to. It's called Alert. It's great training. I would never take anything away from that. We will still have the SWAT team. We're not gonna, this isn't to replace any of that kind of stuff. This is basically just these 4 entities saying, hey, let's commit to getting together, training on a regular basis to where we can make that training unique to what we need here in our area and get to know each other, get to know, so that when we have those, hopefully we never do, but if we have those incidents, we're all on the same page and all the agencies are on the same page. So if you look through it, they talked about the purpose. There is a couple of, so what happened is they sent this out, we got it put together, then we all sent it to our legal, and legal has reviewed it and approved it. There's just a couple small minor changes between the one that's in your packet and this one. If you look on, basically on purpose, it says response to active shooter and mass casualty incidents, because we would activate this as well.
Yeah.
So we'll train for those incidents too.
I would, when I read through this, I was wondering why just active shooter?
Yeah.
Is there multiple different types of things? I mean,
Yeah, there's multiple different types of incidents that we would train for.
Okay.
And so, but then the only other changes there's a couple places that it says shall, and we changed it to should, like under governance, it says, on number 3, the task force should meet monthly. In the original one, it said shall. And then it goes on and it talks about the commander's responsibilities.
Yours says should?
Yeah, it was the one that was here though.
Yeah, the new one says,
should say should.
Yeah.
It's not holding them to for sure a meeting.
Yeah,
but
it's-
it's like
yeah.
if for some reason you
Alright.
can't have a meeting,
Top line is it shall be, okay. All right,
yeah.
have been changed all.
Hmm.
And then the other part, the other changes where it says task force commander responsibilities, it says the task force commander should, and then it goes through, their responsibilities. If you look at those responsibilities, I think this is a great opportunity for us all to commit to training for these types of incidents. Does anybody have any?
yeah, I do. So I think it's a great thing. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't had something formalized like this before.
Yeah.
I haven't been familiar with memorandum of understanding, so I mean, I don't really
Oh.
know. Is that common in I'm not,
Yeah,
I mean,
for especially these kind of.
I mean, it'd almost be
That's fine.
almost a interlocal agreement in a way, but it's
Yeah.
not binding like that, I
Yeah,
guess, is what
yeah.
we're saying.
Yeah,
Is the commander in this for the training purposes only, or do they become the commander when
No,
there's an
there's a
incident?
section there that says that wherever the jurisdiction is for, the highlighted on page 4, I think. Or,
So
I'm
it-
sorry,
if it-
Operation section 4, turn back,
Oh, sorry.
right there. Right above that, right above that, right above that, where it's
Oh.
highlighted.
Oh,
says the
incident
extent-
command should be established and maintained by the agency having jurisdiction over the geographic location. Okay.
Yeah, the commanders, the purpose in the commander is to make sure that somebody's, basically that it's somebody's baby. Right
Somebody-
now, it's
yeah.
really not, so we're
Yeah.
not,
Well,
you know, we talk a lot about doing this and then it just never happens. And this is us all coming together saying, hey, you know, we're gonna go 1 year at a time. So like, I think the first year Harrisville's gonna have their lieutenant headed up and then the next year will be either North Ogden, but we're all gonna take a turn of having that commander, in
for the
charge. of
training part of
the-
it. and
but that's what the
organization.
Job is just to make sure that this all gets
meetings happen.
facilitated.
Yeah.
Make it happen, really. So that
Yeah.
we're not just talking about it.
So what kind of, we've had active shooter training at our schools and stuff. Who has led that? How does that?
So they're
work?
it's called Alert Training, company called Alert that comes in and
Oh.
trains and.
We've sponsored it several times.
Yep,
Yeah, we've had it.
Invited
Weaver
them here
High,
for
yeah.
us, yeah.
Yeah.
yep.
Even
So-
with, even in conjunction with Murphy Fire,
Mhm.
how we can get them to a pace.
So it's no different. I mean, we all the same agencies are all still involved in it. We're just having control over our training and we're,
Yeah.
we're getting more prepared.
Make
Yep,
sure we
yep.
get it.
We're
yeah.
just gonna
Okay.
make
I
that
think it's a
training
great idea.
Yeah, it's
to us.
fantastic.
Said it's in no way, shape or form intended to replace SWAT team or anything like that, but, you know, this is kind of, today's day and age, they've changed the protocol on responses to these incidents. You used to get there and
We
wait.
don't
for
wait
SWAT
for the SWAT team.
Now you just go straight in. We want to make sure that our guys are trained,
Yep.
trained to do that.
So, just clarify for me just a little bit. I just am seeing it like the commander monthly meeting agendas, but then in our training and standards, joint training exercises shall be conducted annually. So just kind of clarify for me, like, are you guys meeting monthly? And then,
Yeah, so.
but the
so
actual
the intent-
training is
Well, the
annually,
No, the actual hands-on. is-
Yeah.
annually, and, but then you get together monthly and
Yeah, so
discuss.
meet together monthly to plan trainings. I mean, it takes a lot to plan those trainings out and
Yeah,
to plan them, to talk about equipment, to talk about where we're at as a task force. They want to have a monthly meeting to do that, and then the trainings, I can't remember how often they said. A couple times.
Who do you envision?
Quarterly, I think I want to do quarterly.
Who do you envision being the MAR agency or from any agency being the task force? Is that what level? Is that a
So that's
peak level?
something that I clarified out, you know, and I want, when I sent Sergeant Jacobs to the meeting, you know, if we were gonna say we're gonna pick 2 of our guys to go be on this task force, you're kind of doing the same thing as the SWAT team. So now you've got to call that guy, get him to come out and go. This is basically, I envision everybody doing the training. Our entire department being on this, our department participating in this training.
That makes most sense.
So that,
Yeah.
You never know who's on duty. You don't want to wait.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
reverts back to, like you said, the SWAT
waiting.
call out.
Mhm.
So-
But the task force itself would be like led by, from our city would be like Sergeant
Yep,
Jacobs or you or?
yeah, Sergeant
Okay.
Jacobs. We would
Okay.
appoint one of the sergeants to lead it. So.
I think it's great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
In the motion, what would like, a motion to authorize Chief Talbot to sign this MOU?
Oh,
On behalf-
The
ha-
sign- yeah, yeah.
To have him sign the
Okay,
MOU on behalf of Pleasant City.
okay. So I'll make a motion that we adopt the memorandum of understanding for the Tri-City Active Shooter Task Force, with the changes mentioned on the newest
Yep.
edition.
Yep.
And, Chief Talbot will be signing in behalf of our city.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion by Arrington, second by Marriott. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Motion carries, all voting aye. Item 5, Personnel Policy Amendment. Discussion possible and to amend the personnel policy by replacing the maternity leave with family care and postpartum, that's not good. We're gonna wait just a second here. Somebody's. Yeah, I'm gonna recall that. Item 5 is personnel policy amendment, discussion possible action to amend the personnel policy by replacing the maternity leave with family care and postpartum accommodation policy 2025-3. Andrea. Oh, look, we got slides.
Go big.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so the next agenda item is consideration for maternity, paternity.
You probably ought to pull your mic down so Sarah can hear. Thank you.
And policy changes to comply with the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. You'll see in your packet option 1 and option 2 on the policies. And it has been changed, sorry, since I made my slide to just list it as parental leave rather than maternity, paternity. And then postpartum is the additional leave. The only difference between option 1 policy and option 2 policy is the postpartum leave. So that's the only difference between the two. So tonight you're considering establishing paid parental leave or paid parental leave and postpartum leave to support our employees. And then changes in the policy to comply with the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, also the new Utah Code, FLSA, and the Nursing Mothers in the Workplace Act. Providing parental leave and accommodations, which were required by federal law to accommodate with lactating mothers, provides a lot of benefits, not only to the employees, but also to us as an employer. I looked up a few studies, which were mostly done outside of the United States because the United States falls far behind other countries when it comes to parental leave. But it shows a 51% in decrease in postpartum depression in women who have time to be at home and bond with their children. It increases a woman's attachment to the labor market. It helps to retain our employees. Replacing a new employee can cost anywhere from 20 to 200% of what their salary is. So retaining employees is really cost effective for us. It helps us be competitive for, with the other cities around. This is the informal city survey results we sent out through the HR Association, I think the Treasurers Association, as well as the City and County Managers Association, and asked for cities to respond to what their policies were.
Go ahead.
Okay, what their policies are regarding parental leave. The dark blue there that you'll see along the bottom is the parental leave that is for both the birthing parent and the non-birthing parent. The light blue is going to be postpartum leave that these cities offer for the mother, the birthing parent, top of or in place of parental leave.
Okay, that's right where my question was.
okay.
So let's dwell on that a little
Yep,
bit.
go ahead.
So is this option 1 proposing
So option 1.
8 or 2 weeks postpartum, and then it's gonna start parental leave for
That's
another
correct.
3 weeks?
That's correct. So the option 2, so the birthing parent would have a total of 5 weeks, where the non-birthing parent would have a total of 3 weeks. Option 2 takes out the postpartum recovery leave, so it would just be 3 weeks for either parent.
Mhm.
Yeah, but instead of having 120 hours, right, that's, I guess is that 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
That is 3 weeks, okay, yeah.
And I
Okay.
just went with that format because most all of the cities that reported were in hours versus weeks.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
makes sense, I was just, in my mind, I have it, when you said.
He only worked 20.
3 and 2. My weeks are about 60
Yes.
hours.
Yes, so as you can see, there's a couple cities that did report back that they don't offer anything besides protecting the employee's position through FMLA. There is one city there that shows only the maternity leave, so they don't cover anything for the non-birthing parent. So there's a lot of different ways that this is being done throughout the cities in Utah. But as you can see, the trend is that something at least is being offered as far as paid leave, where you only have 2 cities that reported to us that don't. But again, it's an informal survey. It wasn't, all inclusive of all the cities and counties around Utah. Of those cities that responded, only 6 of them responded to the question of if they have a deadline on using the leave. So it ranges, I mean, and that's not a very big sample size. So it ranges from having to use the leave immediately to being able to use it intermittently up to 12 months.
And is that for the birthing parent or the?
That wasn't specified.
It seems to me it make more sense for, my wife to take the first 3 weeks and me to take the second 3 weeks or something like that. So at least maybe, yes, the ability to do something like that. I don't know, you'd want to carry it on for 12 months, but anyway, continue.
Okay. Of the cities reporting to us, 8 cities reported whether or not they had a prerequisite as far as employment goes. 2 of those cities did not have a requirement. So if you started and then a month later had a baby, you could use paid leave. 3 of them were a 12-month employment and 3 of them were 6 months. To be eligible for FMLA to take off 12 weeks, you do have to be employed with the city for a year.
Did you build something into this for for?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're getting to that.
I am.
I'm jumping ahead.
These are the recommendations that I ran through the department heads and just kind of went off of what we had from the results. I'll go back to this here. On the paid parental leave, of those cities using parental leave, it averaged between the responses that we got back at 100 hours, and those that did additional maternity leave, it averaged at 120 hours. So I've got in the first, I guess in either policy option, a 12-month prerequisite of employment, just because that follows the FMLA guidelines. Under option 2, where there's only parental leave offered, put in 120 hours for both parents. Under the one that has parental leave with the additional maternity leave or postpartum recovery leave, it'd be 120 hours for both birthing and non-birthing, and then an additional 80 for the birthing parent. And then I did build in the deadline to use would be immediate. And again, any of these right here are just suggestions, and that's why my final slide is asking for your recommendations on, changing it up, what you guys feel comfortable with passing. Other key items from the policy is that it runs concurrently with FMLA. So FMLA just protects an employee's position for 12 weeks. FMLA is not paid leave, but just because they get 3 or 5 weeks of paid parental leave, it doesn't extend that another 12 weeks with FMLA. So that time is included in FMLA. This policy would be prorated for permanent part-time employees. So it'd be prorated for how many hours they're working on how many hours that they would receive.
I like that. That's good.
I don't.
You don't.
I don't like that.
No, and here's why. If they're getting paid 30 hours, we'd pay them the 30 hours. Would not extend their, but it's gonna take the same amount to recover and have that initial, same amount of time. Just because they're working part-time doesn't shorten the need for what we're trying to provide the parents. Does that make
Right.
sense?
This
But we'd still only pay, what would be prorated is their pay would still be received at the prorated amount, not the amount of time they get off.
Right.
Does that
So,
make sense?
so yes, so they would receive pay for 30 hours in
Yeah.
a 40-hour week.
But they'd still get
20 hours off.
They would end up with 3 weeks of time off.
Or prorated time off.
Right,
based
so,
on that.
so their hours would be 30, 60, 90 for the 3 weeks. So they're still receiving the same
Right.
pay that they're used
But the
to, but
amount
they,
of time. would
yes,
still
but they
be-
still would
okay.
have three
I was-
weeks paid leave.
I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure the amount of time.
Yes.
still-
Is that clear in here that,
Because we ran into that recently.
I believe it just says that it's prorated
Yeah,
for
so
that.
maybe clarify that like we talked about on the.
Yes,
the other-
yeah,
okay.
we can add some clarifying language in there.
Okay.
If a paid holiday, falls within that time, it doesn't extend it out another day or 2. depending on, you know, when they have their baby. Also working from home hours, you know, if they want to offset, some of their time with working from, as far as the postpartum recovery leave goes, it should be used to recover from having a baby. So you shouldn't be working from home anyways. And that was a feedback from a couple different department heads on their thoughts on having to use that immediately. Again, totally open to suggestions and what you're comfortable with. The order of use is basically the same, except with the post, it would come first, then parental leave, then you'd have to use your sick comp and vacation before you could go to unpaid leave under FMLA. This policy does address miscarriage and stillbirth, in the event that, employee unfortunately experiences something like that. It allows the city to fill those vacancies created by, their leave. It addresses benefits during unpaid leave, which if you're taking leave without pay, then the city's not covering your benefits. It does affect your retirement. We are obligated to notify the retirement system. If you go on an unpaid leave, it doesn't count towards your years of service. So you would lose that time into the retirement system.
So this overcomes that.
No, it just defines that.
Okay.
That, if you go on unpaid leave, you lose that time. That's URS's rules. We can't get around that anyway. But it just makes it clear in policy that, hey, if you go on unpaid leave for your maternity leave or paternity leave, you will be, losing time in the retirement system. And
Okay.
then, and it does also address, if you're on unpaid leave for 2 months, the city can't also pick up all of your health benefits either. So the employee is going to be required to pick up the cost of the premiums on that. So the city's not holding the bag for an employee that's not coming to work.
I got some questions about miscarriage.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
Still,
too.
stillbirth is pretty obvious, but, so if somebody has a miscarriage at 1 month or 2 months, or, it seems to me that's different than,
Right.
So it says in 11.
30 week or 28 weeks.
Yes.
So it says the employee may use funeral leave as outlined in chapter 16.6.e.
Right. So it doesn't specify that in the funeral leave policy as a stillbirth or a miscarriage. So it would allow them the 3 days of bereavement for that.
Okay,
Um,
and then the
No,
postpartum would
postpartum.
only be for stillbirth.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, which we have defined in there as at 20 weeks or later in gestation.
Thank you.
Yep. And then it does ask for documentation of a birth or adoption.
About for miscarriage or stillbirth.
It doesn't define that. I don't know how you feel about adding that.
Sorry, what's the question there?
My question is documentation for miscarriage and stillbirth,
Uh,
and not just birth. I would think it'd be important to, I could come in and say, well,
And
I
we can add
I
that
was
in
pregnant,
if
I
that,
had,
that's
not
what,
that anybody would do that, hopefully, but
I would really hope not, but
you never know.
Just-
never say never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Good point.
I think that,
Which,
yep.
the same doctors.
Yes.
So also I may have missed it, but is there a spot? Oh, there is. Sorry, adoption. I got it. And foster placement. Okay. So if it is adoption, is it exactly the same as like the birthing parent,
No, it would just be the parental leave.
the parental leave?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Having adopted, I think that's important to include.
So that covers everything as far as the parental leave goes. If you want to discuss that before I move on to pregnant workers and lactation. Or we can wait till the end.
It's in the same policy.
What was that?
It's in the same.
It is in the
policy.
same, policy, yes.
Well, we can wait to the end and get all the questions answered.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing is your pregnancy and lactation accommodations, and this is just one slide, so it'll be really easy anyway. Federal law was passed that we have to, provide certain protections and accommodations for pregnant workers. It's kind of the same guidelines or language as for, any type of disability, as we would have to provide reasonable accommodation for a pregnant worker as we would with someone with a disability. It involves an interactive process between the pregnant worker and the supervisor or the city administrator. And then it protects them from being discriminated against because they're pregnant. As far as lactation goes, under FLSA and this Utah code, for up to a year after the birth of a child, for a breastfeeding mother, we have to provide reasonable accommodations and breaks for them to either breastfeed their child or to pump. And then we have to provide a room with certain accommodations as well as a refrigerator or freezer for them to store.
Where's the proposed room?
That we are working on that. Cause if you're unaware, we do have a pregnant worker currently who will be coming back to work and breastfeeding. So we are working on that.
It doesn't, we don't have to provide a permanent room though. It could be just an accommodation.
Can be a temporary room, can't be a restroom, so it's gotta be something, it has to be something that's secure so that, you know, they
Yeah.
are comfortable in the room. It has to have.
Could be an office or something like that.
They, yeah, and under this, they can use their own office if they have one. In this case,
They don't.
she doesn't. Yeah, so we'd have to provide a different room for her to use.
And does it have to be like a dedicated room or can it be like you said, you could use an
It doesn't have to be dedicated, it does have to be secure, it does have to be available to them anytime they need
Okay.
to breastfeed or pump.
And private.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I have a
that's-
question, the short one.
Go ahead.
Is there a limit on how many times or a designated amount of times that they need to breastfeed or pump? Or just curious, is there like a standard of how many times you need to allow that or let that be available?
No, however, it does say under the federal law that they are uncompensated breaks. So we just have to allow them to the time to step away, but we aren't expected to pay for the time that they're pumping. Or breastfeeding, however they're handling that. Tyson did ask about, does this mean that they can bring their baby to work all day? No, but you know, if they live down the street and wanna run and breastfeed and come back to work, you could accommodate that. It's gonna be a case by case basis on something like that. But no, it doesn't mean that you can bring your kid in and leave them in your office all day.
Also, I think I'd like to incorporate something that says that like they must go to this room to pump. Just cause I don't
Okay.
want them out and about, you know, there's things now where you can just like tuck it under your shirt and pump or whatever, but still be among the public. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know enough about any of this.
Glad you're here, Ann.
I got you.
Sarah.
Well, when Paul's putting this on or waiting, it's like, well, we probably do need to put it on because we have somebody, I believe in January.
Yeah, 'cause we don't.
And the other thing is like, well, we'll have at least the two women here at this meeting, so that's good.
Yeah, we don't currently have a policy on this at all.
No.
I'm glad
No.
we're getting one.
So, okay, are you done? Okay, my first question is the, I don't know, the postpartum, the option 1 versus option 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna defer to, 5 weeks instead of 3 weeks. It's, I guess it's to distinguish between dad and mom, basically, and say mom needs extra time or whatever. I don't know. I mean, what's the purpose of getting 5 weeks? We're going basically from nothing to
Nothing.
5 weeks. So.
Yeah, but when you have a baby born, 5 weeks is not very long. And the industry, I think, is in quite a bit longer than that. In my mind, I don't really know it that well anymore, but, 'cause I
I don't
don't,
have any idea.
but yeah, I don't know. I would lean on the longer side, but I don't know. I mean, it is going 0 to 5 weeks. Is that 5 weeks the maximum when you combine both together, right?
Yes.
Parental leave and
For the,
Right, now, if that employee has sick and vacation that they want to take their 12 weeks that are allowed under FMLA, you're still gonna be out that 12 weeks. So this would just affect what the city's offering to cover.
that's
It could-
paid, but
yes.
that's not paid leave, FMLA is, right?
No,
So-
no, but They can, or they do have to use their sick and vacation and comp time before they can go on unpaid leave through FMLA. So this would just afford them a longer time before they'd have to hit unpaid leave if they ran out, if they exhausted all of their leave before the 12 weeks.
Yeah.
It may, force some employees to come sooner without this. Because, you know, a lot of people with a working mom can't live 3 months without a paycheck. So,
Wow, and how long can we live without them?
an employee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. That's the hard part, right? Because we don't have
I guess.
we don't have any backup, right? In pretty much any position in the staff, so.
Yeah, and again, these were just suggestions that I put in there, with the fact that we do have 3 employees currently expecting children. One of them is female, so she's the only one
Well,
that,
hopefully they're all
well,
Oh,
there are some expectant
so
fathers.
family. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So,
But-
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, so if you want to take down the time on those, I would be preferential to something being passed than nothing being passed.
Again, I'll defer to the 2 women here. I don't know what's reasonable. Haven't had a kid personally, been involved in the process of, you know, but I went right back to work the second day, you
Yeah.
know, and except for in the case of the adoption. And then I was off about 4 or 5 weeks, so. 'Cause
Right, and I do want to point
Third.
out that
out of country.
I got parental leave policy passed at Far West long after I was done having my kids. I will not benefit from this policy at all. So I just think that it's something reasonable to do for the younger parents in the workforce, just to give them that time to bond with their family. Like I said, what I put in there is just a suggestion.
I think in Pleasant View, we're all about family. I think we should be, and I think we need to keep that feel. I just wanted clarification. I'm not opposed to any of this. I think it's great, so.
I mean, when you think about it, it is a long time and then it's being paid and then the FMLA option, you know, and I agree with you going from 0 to 5, maybe that is excessive. I don't know. What do you?
I think I think 5's good. I mean, I'm kind of almost leaning towards 6, but 5. So I think from 0 to 5 is good. I also like that, like, if it's a paternal member, that they get some time, but I've heard of some, like, you know, obviously commercial businesses, stuff that where they take like 5 months of paternity
Yeah.
leave. I just don't think that's necessary. So,
Especially when you see them out fly fishing or.
yeah,
Yeah, I think,
supportive, but I like that. I mean, I think 3 weeks is great. They can take it staggered. I like that idea. So, yeah, I think it's good.
Chief? Yes.
I-
just have one-
Oh, just a sec, Sarah.
I just
Okay.
have one question. I just have one question and one thought.
Okay.
My question is, if they use let's say they use all 5 weeks, they only get 12 weeks total though, like
Right.
they can't use the 5 weeks.
It counts
and start
against
their
that 12 weeks.
of-
No,
No.
so it runs concurrently with FMLA.
perfect.
This is something I've had to explain multiple times to employees. FMLA is like an umbrella. It covers your 12 weeks. Whatever you have paid underneath that umbrella, you
Okay.
get paid.
Yep.
But if you run out of leave before that umbrella is gone, then
It's
you're
basically
unpaid
just a
leave.
placeholder for you.
Yes.
That's
And
all
I-
it really means.
Yeah, it's
The
a
city will
protection.
hold the thing for 12 weeks.
Perfect.
All the pay and everything falls under the umbrella, like.
Yeah.
That
And then-
answers my question. Just real quick, one thought that I have, and I can't speak for Tyson or Andrea in their departments, but I know in us in the police department. I always look at things, you know, always trying to be competitive. And I look at this being a huge benefit to the employees at not necessarily a huge cost to the city.
Yeah.
And that's just my only thought on this is it's a huge benefit to the employees. It's not a super huge cost to the city.
Yeah. Sarah? 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 Bueller, or Sarah?
Thinking the same thing.
along those lines, his question, I mean, how many would we, in the city, would we have paid out or have been pregnant over this certain time, right? It's not,
Not a lot.
it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't
Did we
know,
lo-
I don't really know of any really, but
Did we
Just
lose?
ironically, we have 3 coming down the
Yeah.
pipeline right now.
yeah, I don't know.
The hard one. Sarah? Did we lose you?
Oh, there-
Oh, you there?
About families. Oop. It shows that we are about families, like you said, Mayor. There you go.
Okay, now we can hear you.
She's just saying that
Did
it-
you
it
hear what
helps.
I said? I don't know if you heard what I
No.
said, but.
Not with the tail end.
Okay, I agree with what Stetson said. This is a great recruiting tool and a retention tool. It provides a necessary, opportunity for those who want to have families. And since you mentioned it, Mayor, our city is about families and about supporting families. And being a person who's had 4 C-sections, it's, by 6 weeks, you're just barely starting to feel like you can function, in some ways. And so 5 weeks is a good start. I think it's great.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments or questions? If not,
I
I'd
would-
entertain them.
The length of time you can use it, you said was a year, right? Is say 12
No.
months?
No, so the way that the policy is currently written is we would have them use it immediately. So it would be the first 5 weeks of them being off. If you want to change that to where they can use it intermittently up to a point, I can make that edit.
I would like to maybe give them the opportunity to stagger now, like the guys that are, wives that are expecting,
Uh-huh.
they might not have any, so they want to use it immediately. But let's say the wife did, and then they would for whatever job they're working.
Mhm.
So then.
Well, and that's what I did when I
So-
had kids, is I took time off and then my husband stayed home with the baby so that we didn't have to put it
Yeah,
in daycare
right.
quite as.
And I'd like
I
to
can-
try to
Yeah,
accommodate.
I
So
can
how-
understand.
How long would you accommodate that then? Is
Well,
that, it's like up to
well,
6 months or 5 months or, I mean,
8 weeks.
So they can use the 3 weeks anytime within.
So
the
you
first
can
8
use
weeks.
the 2 week, mother could, the 5 week, and dad could use 3 after that, would be the maximum, right?
Yeah, so we're sticking with because of the purpose of postpartum recovery, that needs to be used immediately after
Yeah.
the birth. Okay.
Yes.
yeah.
But just the parental leave itself could be used intermittently.
Yeah.
And they'd have to specify that, what use and what they're using, or obviously it's postpartum, but I mean, yeah. It's not just 5 weeks, just whenever you want, right? That's,
So intermittently, I mean, we should extend that just a little bit, like, in other words, if they've got something working out for daycare or whatever, I think the intermittently should go a little bit longer. Like,
3 months, longer.
I was thinking 6.
Yeah, I think, like, for an example, because I've had 3 kids in the last, like, my wife has the baby, we stay at the hospital, we get her home. Like, when she went back to work, she couldn't take a day off for quite a while, because she had already exhausted all of her leave and stuff, so
Mhm.
that's when I had to start using my sick leave and stuff. I don't know if there's, I think that's kind of the intent, staggering that, making it. so-
No, I don't think it should be, I mean, sooner or later you gotta be a parent. I think this
Yeah,
is the initial, which is what sick leave can be used for. I think this is, should surround the birth of a child or the adoption of a child, that initial, hey, our life just changed, and we got to get this in order. I don't know, maybe 8 weeks is not long enough, but I don't know that 6 months is,
I'm
then
just-
it's just.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking if like there are spots where like they could leave it with the parent, but then they could take Fridays or for a while until their family like adjusts to it. So I mean, if 6 is too long, that's fine, but I think we need to at least go to 4. In my opinion.
No, I think most people probably have family or stuff that can help immediately, and then it really settles in at the 2 month, 3 month
Well,
time.
how about
like-
12 weeks, 3 months? That's within the FMLA window.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And I mean, like I said, this is.
Umbrella, we're using the
Starting spot.
This is a starting spot, yeah.
Yeah.
If we have to change, make improvements.
Well, we're going from 0 to, so it's a huge.
So-
thing, yeah.
Clarify what you're offering 12 weeks total of FMLA? Is
No,
that what you're
no.
saying? Oh,
That's when they
okay.
can use it. That's just when
Oh,
they can use
within the
it.
12-week window. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Good clarification. Thank you.
So can I clarify, is that for either parent or for just the non-birthing parent?
No, I think either,
Either one of them can use it intermittently?
but the postpartum has to be used postpartum.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
the
and
parental can be within that umbrella.
are we okay leaving it as they would have to use their parental leave before being on unpaid leave?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It just makes things a little easier
Yes.
as far as.
Okay.
bookkeeping.
So does
So-
that fit in all the options except for that last part? Or do we have to really clarify everything?
Who wants to make this motion?
I'm voting you, man.
Really, the only thing that I had changed was that the parental could be
Just
used
make
intermittently for, up to 12 weeks. And then that the, lactating mother would, shall use the lactation room provided.
Okay.
Okay.
And this
Can we go
is-
back to, can you go back a couple slides to this? Yeah, right there,
Oops.
recommendation. Okay. So I like that prerequisite, parent leave. Okay,
Oh, yeah, no
Parental-
comments on that, having to be here employed for 12 months.
deadline to use.
I like
Yeah, I think
that.
we covered it.
I can shorten it, I mean.
I think most
think
would be
you don't-
as,
you don't-
as discussed would be would work.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, I don't think you don't want people hiring on here to get the,
Right.
right? So
Right.
that's what you're, so I mean, you could reduce it to 9 months, I guess, but 12 months is good.
Makes it easier. Yeah. So just clarify for me, is this option 1 or 2 that we've been talking about then? with the
Option
parental-
1 has the postpartum recovery, option 2 does not.
Okay,
So option 1 would be the 3 and the 2.
okay. So option 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and make,
You sure? I really love you to do it. All right.
this is a woman's job.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt policy 2025-3 for maternity leave and family care and postpartum accommodation. Option 1 with the changes we discussed.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion by Arrington, second by Marriott. Policy doesn't require roll call, so all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries, all voting aye. Thank you.
Will
Item
you,
six.
will you like publish that soon once you update it so
Yeah.
we can see that? And I'd like to.
Yep.
Sewer easement vacation. Oh, sewer easement's gonna take a vacation, all right. Discussion of possible action to vacate sewer easement through Wasatch View Mobile Home Park in conjunction with grant of replacement easement. And I'm assuming Andrea is gonna take this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unclear what parcels that was,
It's kind of that whole.
at
lot.
least on paper
Yeah,
copy,
yeah.
that didn't.
And this
There's
picture doesn't really make it a whole lot
four.
clearer. So this is for, Wasatch View, Wasatch Ranch, whatever they are going by currently. So along the west side of that property, so all the way down that west side, there is a sewer main that goes there. The way that the sewer easement is set up is currently, well, a little while back, I don't know if you guys remember, we brought in, an exception to sewer easement. We vacated part of a sewer easement so that they could place one of the
garage or-
homes there.
Oh, yeah.
So what this is doing is just shifting the sewer easement from where it currently sits to where it has 10 feet on both sides of the sewer main to 5 foot on one side and 15 on the other. So it's still the same size of sewer easement if they need to get in and do any type of maintenance. But it's just gonna allow those mobile homes to sit a little closer to that easement, and not interfere with it. Cause they're running along that with all those parcels along the west side.
Yeah, this has been through DRC 2 months, 3 months, I know, a long time. ago. Engineers looked at it and
Legal has looked at.
Looked at
the-
it.
Is it right on the property line too? Is it right on our city property line or is it?
not the, the city, no, it's, well, it goes about almost to the property line, doesn't it, the city property line,
Mhm.
but not quite.
Yeah, if it's just shifting it, it's not
Yeah,
eliminating
no.
it.
Eliminating
Right, so, but you're vacating this one in order to record the new one.
the new-
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna ask actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we, I don't know if I like the word vacating because we're not really vacating it, but
This one we are vacating, and then we'll come in with the new one.
You read through that whole thing, it says in conjunction with grant of replacement easement, so maybe just read that whole motion in the front
Yeah.
on number 6.
okay. Make the motion that we approve and vacate the sewer easement through Wasatch View Mobile Home Park in conjunction with the grant to replace the easement.
I'll second.
Motion by Marriott, second by Arrington. All in favor, say aye.
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 Yeah, motion carries. All voting aye. She does have that, like a roll call vote for that policy. I didn't know we,
I saw that. You want to go roll call
For
the case?
Option one, or for the,
yeah, I didn't know we needed, it's a policy. Let's do it just to make sure. Let's go back. So that motion carries. Let's go back to the personal policy amendment, policy 2025-3. And I'm gonna call a new vote, and make
Need
it
a
a
new-
roll call. No, we can do the existing. I'll just call a
Okay.
new vote. You understand what we're doing, Sarah?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Arrington,
Yes.
Gibson's absent, Marriott,
yes.
Nelson's absent, and Yuri.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Motion carries 3 voting yes and 2 absence. Okay, item 7 is other business. Chief, start with you.
The only other business we have is, appreciate you guys coming to the, Christmas party. That was a really good time. It was really good for our officers to get to know everybody and meet everybody, and for you guys to get to see and know them. So I appreciate everybody coming to that. We have there's 2 Shop with a Hero. The FOP does one. We have a lot of our officers in that FOP. They went and participated in that. It was a great opportunity. They had a good time. This weekend coming up, we have one with Walmart in Harrisville with the Tri-City. They call it the Tri-City Shop with the Hero coming up. So we're excited for that. We got with Sergeant Doan got with the local schools, and we picked 3 kids from Pleasant View to go participate in that. So we're excited about that. We were able to through Walmart, we were able to feed 3 families for Thanksgiving, and we're going to do the same thing for Christmas. So I just want to thank Harrisville PD. They've worked really hard on that. The one that I've been working with is their Detective Keller. He's worked really hard on facilitating a lot of those things. We've just kind of piggybacked off of them. And so I just want to appreciate them for that. And it's a really good PR thing for us, and it's a really special time for our cops to get to interact with the community in that capacity rather than the way we do sometimes. So we got those things coming up.
Some Pleasant View residents involved in that, or is that?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep.
So they allocate some for.
Yeah,
different
yeah, so they
agencies.
allocate it, and then, like I said, the kids that will be doing the Shop with the Hero are Pleasant View kids that are that we went and picked out. So we work with the schools on that, so. But that's it for us.
What, bills, is the funerals coming up, or are we participating in that?
Yeah, we'll have a,
I'm sorry, I don't know if I have that in.
yeah, we don't assign anybody and mandate anybody to go, but we have a couple that are gonna go to it. That's, I think it's like the 12th and 13th. Yeah.
Was there an escort recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Can't hear Dave.
Sorry, I was just wondering, I was asking them if there was an escort, or maybe it was, I don't know if it was a medical examiner trip or something like that. I don't know if that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Yep. Yeah, I think they had an escort from a medical examiner to the mortuary.
Mortuary,
Yep.
okay.
Okay. And
Well, I think that you can see what I've been working on lately. I have a few new things coming down the pipe as well. I attended a outdoor grants workshop today, so if you have any outdoor rec grants workshop is what I went to. If you have any big plans or ideas for Pleasant View as far as outdoor recreation goes, there's a lot of money available through the state for projects. So, I mean, why not utilize some of that free money out there?
You're not talking about ramp grants from the
Nope,
county.
this
you're
is
talking-
outdoor recreation through DNR.
Really?
Yes,
Cool. I got
light
some
on
ideas.
Barker
I
Hill.
got some ideas. Spend some
Me
money.
too.
How hard are they to get?
I don't know because I haven't ever applied for one before, but for Weber County, the room had probably 20 people in it that attended the workshop, so they do run that statewide. And they also have some applications available for federal money, as well, so
Do you know what the due date on those grants are? Like, what's the timeline-ish?
it depends on which one you're for. So there's like, OHB grants, there's, the Parks and Recreation grants, there's, just Utah outdoor recreation grants, they have the LWFC grants, they have 13 different grants, so they all
Okay.
have different timelines on them. So depending on what type of project you're looking at, I did bring the booklets home on those, so if you want to sit down and take a look and, shoot some ideas out there, and, why not try? A lot of them do have
Sure.
matching funds, that are required as well, so.
But
That might-
it's the state that does that, or is it the? one
Yeah.
you're talking about?
Yeah, Department of Natural Resources through
Oh.
Recreation, and they run some through Wildlife Resources as well. And then they do have the system up to apply for some federal funding as well.
Cool.
Can we get a grant to eliminate the deer in the Pleasant View?
Turkeys?
Turkeys in
No.
Pleasant View.
Yeah, and the mayor disappeared. There you
Get
go.
your-
I was gonna thank him for the opportunity since he's being done, but.
You felt thanked. Yeah. I don't really have anything. I was just gonna tell you, thanks to inviting us for the dinner the other night too. We had a really good time. It
That
was
was
really fun.
cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. And except for I was gonna do a little jab to the mayor that he took my Trader Joe cookies and those, it's really sad. He kept stealing my white elephant. I was so mad. But yeah, I don't have anything else to update on.
That's fun. I don't have anything else either. So.
Sarah?
I'm sorry that I missed the party. I heard it was quite the fun, the White Elephant game and stuff. I heard about it from Andrea. But Lomaview, they voted to keep it open and not close it for now, and they're gonna have an outside independent analysis look at the entire district, which is probably what they should have done in the first place. But anyway, just a reminder that the Santa event is this Saturday from 10 to 12. And bring your kiddos or let your neighbors know about that. And YCC is gearing up to take care of that. And Andrew, I would love to see that book. Or did you mention that you had a pamphlet or book from the grant training that you attended today? So
Okay, anytime. It's in my office.
Yeah. I would love to. There's yeah. Anyway, so that's all. Thanks, you guys.
I was gonna ask you, I know we were looking at some speed limits on 500. Are we done with collecting the data? Not that you have to have it compiled, but we're done gathering, right?
Yeah, so we got them gather.
Yeah.
On which
Okay.
street, Tom?
500.
Oh, 500.
Your turn.
Did you guys go?
Mhm.
Well, you walked out during mine.
You wanted to thank you.
I did.
Because I was just going to say that I wish you good luck since this is your last council meeting, and I also wanted to thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to get this job here. It's been great, and I really do appreciate the opportunity.
Doing great, doing great. My turn, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I can't.
It was not last time. You got one more.
I'll be. here in January. Yeah. Just anybody watching, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve you, the public. And it has been wonderful. We've had 8 years, I think, just fantastic city council and employees. People ask, and I've mentioned this at the party, it's like, I'm going to miss the people, especially the people I work with. Some of the interruptions in the grocery store and in church won't be missed as much, but but again, it does give me the opportunity to talk to people, so and they've been great. Really, I've never been accosted or really anything where it's it's a lot of times it's, and believe it or not, the biggest thank you is in a grocery store. People come up and say, I've read your message this month and I loved it. So that's always been good for me to hear. It makes it worth the effort I put into my messages. So, but yeah, it's been a great opportunity. I think we've accomplished a lot. I really think we hit
We
this
accomplished
last
a
year
lot.
in this city. We have accomplished amazing things, and not because of me, it's because of all of us. So thank you very much for letting me do that. Yeah, I'll probably cry. Anyway, thank you again.
Great job.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I believe officially Steve gets sworn in on the 5th. Yeah, that's
That's
governed by
Tuesday.
state statutes.
That's
First
what
Monday
you-
of.
Oh, it's a month.
Mayor, you're coming to the next meeting, right, in January, the
Yeah,
first meeting?
I'll be here.
Okay, good. Yes,
And
we
then
want to make sure we,
When is the next meeting? Is it the 6th?
13th.
Oh, the 13th.
And that will be kind of the ceremonial swearing
Swearing
in.
in.
That's the one you'll be here.
Yeah,
That one.
I'll be
Okay.
here for that.
so
All right,
you're coming to the swearing in or the first council meeting, or both?
I'll be here for the 13th, which will be the ceremonial swearing in for Steve
Okay,
and the new
okay.
members. Okay?
Good.
And then, yeah, I'll be here. Wouldn't miss it. Well, I would if I had cruise planners, but I don't. So, closed meeting. I don't believe we need one. And, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor, make motion, we adjourn.
Yeah.
This is your final meeting.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Oh, freedom.
Thank you, Mayor.
No.
No, thank you. You've done a good job,
Thank
a
you.
really good job.
Oh, it is definitely mixed emotion. 8 years went by like that and it seems like I've been mayor forever.
Isn't it crazy how it's like, they're like, oh my God, I've been here.
Start thinking back to all the council.
Done?
Yeah, just a question about on the party on the 15th. You know, I have no idea what everybody's bringing.
I don't either. No,
I forgot what I'm bringing. I, at one point it was a salad, now it's a dessert, or is it, which one is it?
Yeah, I think you and Phil were gonna arm wrestle for whatever.
We might have to have
Okay.
a grandma class to find out.
So what were the two options? Dessert and, no, what are you bringing? You're bringing drinks? Shrimp, mushrooms for Steve, bro. Okay, so salad or dessert, and we'll let you, yeah. You and Phil, coordinate that with him, will you?
Okay, I'll just coordinate it with them.
All
Are
right,
we
awesome.
playing the left, right, center, and, or what are we doing?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, we better. So bring $3.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta send them out with a bang, so.
It was
Yeah,
a
we might have-
compromise. He wanted to do white elephants and I said, no, we'll do left, white,
Left, right,
center.
center.
but-
Okay,
All righty,
we'll plan on it. Thank
Thank you.
you, I'm
See you on
gonna.
the 15th.
Okay.
6:30. All righty.